justice to Mr. Otieno, but how they have concluded this report, I don't agree with them. Mr. Speaker, a reading of Article 159 of this Constitution, just like the judiciary is reminded by the people of Kenya by their supreme law, and allow me to read for the sake of the chair who's here, that in the pursuit of justice, that it shall not be dispensed or administered without undue regard to procedural technicalities. Out of procedural technicalities, Senator Eddy, you are about to deny justice to a poor peasant farmer whose crop was destroyed by a powerful agency called the county government of Siaya. Honestly, my good friend Senator Odi and your transport committee, you're not being fair to this gentleman. All you needed to have done is to visit that particular village and establish whether it is true. Because, Senator Eddy, I understand how busy your committee is and how difficult this exercise would have been for your committee, but this was going to be symbolic. It was the only way you were going to demonstrate to an average Kenyan, deep down in a village in Migori, that if they rise to the occasion and speak to the Senate of the Republic of Kenya, we listen to them because we are here because of them. We are here because of ordinary people, Senator Eddy. Your committee cannot reduce the prayers of Mr. Ojwang to fall on issues of technicalities that they never provided substantive evidence. Some of these people that you're dealing with, Senator Eddy, are just peasant farmers that if you tell them to put together evidence to bring before an institution such as this, they will perhaps never have the opportunity to do that. It must never be lost on us as a House of Parliament, Senator Eddy, and my dear colleagues, all of us that sit in committees, that we represent a largely poverty-stricken population that we are now working hard to try and improve their livelihoods. This petition to me was symbolic. It was to show county governors who think that they are so powerful that they can disregard lonely voices that are seeking justice of areas where their rights have been trampled, that is not how to run a county government. Therefore, I want to plead, Mr. Speaker, that after listening to the contributions of my colleague leaders, that we will find a way to either amend this particular report so that we call and put to task the county government of Siaya to respond to us. Mr. Speaker, I thought there is a procedure for raising point of order other than shouting.
Order, honorable members. Order, Senator Kinyua, order, Senator Eddy. I have not seen, other than I've just seen now Senator Kinyua seeking to intervene. Otherwise, there's no other person who's raised any point of order.
But Mr. Speaker, you should deny him for being, for a gross misconduct, Mr. Speaker, because he shouted at the leader while he was speaking.
Order, Senate Majority Leader. Let me hear what Senator Kinyua is saying as regards your point of order.
Nasimama kulingana na kanuni za kudumu 105. Bwana Spika, mimi ni mmoja wa kamati ya uchukuzi na mawasiliano. Bwana Spika, kiongozi walio wengi vile anavyoongea inasikika na Wakenya kana kwamba sisi hatukumuita yule mlalamishi. Bwana Spika, tulimuita, tukamwambia mpaka awe na tafsiri kwa sababu kulikuwa na shida yeye kujieleza. Tukasema kuwe na mtafsiri aweze kutafsiri yale mambo aliyokuwa akiyasema. Bwana Spika, tulimsikiza kwa zaidi ya masaa 4. Vile ambavyo kiongozi wa wengi anavyosingizia ama vile ambavyo Kenya wanasikiza ni ya kwamba sisi wenyewe hatukumsikiza, tulikuja tukamsikiza governor, Bwana Spika. Kwa hivyo ndipo tunasimama kwa hiyo kanuni, kwa mambo anayoeleza ni kana kwamba sisi hatukumsikiza, tulifanya tu tuliandika ripoti na yeye na yule mlalamishi hatukumsikiza hata kidogo. Kwa sababu kulingana na sheria zetu unaweza kutembelea sehemu ambayo imeathiriwa ama kumuita ambaye ni mlalamishi, Bwana Spika.
You've made your point, Senate Majority Leader. Refrain yourself from making reference to statements that cast aspersions to members of the committee. Speaker, to the extent that they did not call upon the petitioner and unless you are able to substantiate.
Let me read you the part of the report that has irked me this much and why I have an issue with this report. It says that in response to the above prayer the committee recommends that any grievances from the LISA should be addressed through appropriate legal channels, as the committee has noted that the petitioner lacks authority to raise a complaint about the alleged encroachment. That is number one. You are telling an innocent Kenyan who has come before your committee that they lack the legal competence to raise a complaint. Number two, to address specifically to the point of order being raised by Senator Kinyua, this committee tells us that in accordance to the above prayer by the petition, the committee states that it cannot grant his prayer as the petitioner failed to produce any documentations or formal contract to the committee linking the Department of Public Works, Roads and Energy and Transport to the works that were done. However, the committee recommends that the petitioner to pursue the original contract entered in between him and Mr. Elenea Onyango through other appropriate jurisdictions. Mr. Speaker, the point I'm trying to make is plain and simple. Unless the committee is telling us that Mr. Ojuang was lying before this House, if the petitioner could not speak in English, by God's grace, the chairperson of that committee understands the law very well. And I have told you, under the procedure 159D, without trying to be prejudiced or biased, Mr. Speaker, they should have allowed himself to address himself in the law and ask him whether he understands. Each time we bring a person before a committee, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker.
Senate Majority Leader, would you like to be informed by Senator Wambua?
So long as, Mr. Speaker, he is not going to inform me about Emali Tiku Road, which his party leader visits at night expecting to meet contractors, Mr. Speaker, I don't mind to be informed.
Senator
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I will not talk about the Emali Road and why the contractor disappeared, not at night, but immediately after the president left. I want to inform the majority leader, my brother, and a man that I've learned to respect, by the way. You know, Mr. Speaker, if the majority leader had cared to read the report, we have realized that when the petitioner appeared before us, because I sit in that committee, and he said he had challenges articulating his issues in Kiswahili or English. In fact, we took a lot of time to debate on how to allow an interpreter in a committee sitting without notice, and through the magnanimity of the chair and the members, we allowed his own brother to interpret for him. So he addressed us in the Luo, and his brother translated in English. And the governor of Siaya, who is a former senator, said that's the fairest way of doing this thing. Let this man be allowed to express himself in a language that he understands best. And because the interpreter will do the work, I, being the governor and the former senator, if there is misinterpretation, I can notify the committee. So, Mr. Speaker, that opportunity was given.
That information was meant to be for the majority leader, and in response to the point of order that was raised by Senator Kinyua in extension. Senate Majority Leader, I'm sure you are informed. Proceed to conclude.
Mr. Speaker, that's very useful information. And I must say then, if that is how the committee settled the matter, Mr. Speaker, you must appreciate Senator Eddy and Senator Wambua that the report was tabled just a few minutes ago, and I've only done a purposeful reading, going to recommendations. Therefore, no, we have to comment, because the most important part of any petition is how the prayers were dealt with, whether they were granted or not, and that's what I took issue with. But more importantly, Mr. Speaker, because I don't want to lose track of my thought, is that I agree with Senator Cherargei. If you see a governor more loud on other topical issues other than the performance of the county government that he leads, Mr. Speaker, there is a problem in that particular county. I don't want to mention any particular county government, but just by practice and by observing over the years that I have served in this house as a senator, is that the intention of the people of Kenya, having seen through county governors that have succeeded to transform their counties, Mr. Speaker, and those that have been parochial in politics and failed to deliver on anything, is that you can always tell, even from as far as Nairobi, what is happening in a particular county government, Mr. Speaker. Over the years, that is loud, elaborate, and clear. That you can see from the reports that come to this house, from the interactions that you get with members of the public from certain sections of the country. If you find a county government, a county governor, sorry, specifically, not the government, the county governor, loud on other issues, but very quiet and silent on issues that are under their domain. Many colleagues of ours, for example, Senator Wambua, I know, and so many others, actually aspire to be county governors. It is my hope that eventually, when God grants you the wish, Senator Wambua, we will hear more about the things you're doing in Kitui, more than your comments on issues to do with national IDs, I don't know which one, you know. And this is such the case. There is another one from Trans Nzoia as well, Mr. Speaker, and I don't know which other county. You can name individual counties where what you hear from the county governments are more of their comments on national topical issues other than something divine or something transformational that is happening in their county. I'd be more appreciative. Once 5-10 billion shillings had been put in your hands, Mr. Speaker, it will make us happy, particularly as former colleagues or as senators, to get an invitation to your county to be told that you have put together a mango processing plant in Kitui, and therefore you'd wish we come and share in the joy of your success. That is a celebration that we yearn from our colleagues, Mr. Speaker. But if we hear every time before this house is a petition, the audit reports are bad in peak, you know, PAC is also hunting you because you don't have a functional county government, Mr. Speaker, then it tells us that there is a problem in your particular county. Therefore, I agree with Senator Cheruiyot, who points out, Mr. Speaker, that we must set good examples as former senators, particularly those that have had the opportunity to serve in this house, listen to us debate every afternoon on what should form the success of a county government, what is expected of a county governor, the kind of reports that make us proud and say that this is something quite novel. These are the things that we used to talk about, Mr. Speaker, when we're in this house, and when we see you implement the same as a county governor, then we take pride in it, Mr. Speaker. But not to receive petitions from ordinary citizens who are pleading and saying that I cannot access the services of my county government because of this or the other. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, I don't know eventually, because I know the committee will send their report back to the petitioner and tell him these are our findings. Perhaps then, Senator Eddie, a better way as a chairperson of the committee, as somebody from the region, this English that is very glossy that you put together in this report, if Mr. Ajwang struggled to express himself before the committee, I suggest to you that you write to him a letter, perhaps in the Luo, explaining to him where to take his complaints if you find that your committee is not the appropriate. If it is before the CARE, or I don't know before who, to report the governor, Senator Eddie, then so be it, so that at least this gentleman can eventually find justice and he can be compensated for his sugarcane. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Olekina Ledama. And as you take the floor, Majority Leader, you can be sure that the chairperson of the committee cannot in any way do a letter in Dolua, sending or forwarding a committee report. Other than that, he could probably have a session with him